Hello, my name is Maxine Samone. Welcome back. I'm here to share a touch of Venus with you. These are going to be collective, timeless messages. So whenever you're seeing this, this is meant for you. And I do have personal readings available on atouchofvenus.com. If you're seeing this on YouTube, everything can be linked or is linked in the description box below. And we're just going to get right into it. I'm feeling very loving energy. So I wanted to do some bibliomancy with this book, All About Love by Bell Hooks. Bell Hooks is always a heavy hitter. And so every time I picked up this book, I read it for a minute and then I got to put it down because I have to digest. I do feel called to come back to this. I've also always had the dream of me and my partner reading this book together one day, but we're going to see what Spirit has for the collective and see what comes through, Let's see. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, higher beings of light and unconditional love, Divine Mother, Divine Father, Holy Spirit. What are the best and highest messages for this collective? Page 160. This is called Mutuality, the Heart of Love. That's the chapter. And, we're talking about conflict. Interesting. Okay, so we're just going to start at the top of the page and we're going to see what comes out. So it says, as the lyrics of old-time spirituals testify, weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. Acceptance of pain is part of the loving practice. It enables us to distinguish constructive suffering from self-indulgent hurt. When love's promise has never been fulfilled in our lives, it is perhaps the most difficult practice of love to trust that the passage through the painful abyss leads to paradise. Guy Corneau suggests that lessons in love that many men are so fearful of feeling the emotional pain that has been locked away inside of them for so long that they willingly choose a life of lovelessness. As a Pisces Venus, this hurts my heart to hear because I will never choose a life of lovelessness. Swear. A good number of men simply... Oh, did I read that already? No. A good number of men simply decide not to commit themselves because they cannot face dealing with the emotional pain of love and the conflict it engenders. Interesting. Also, if you are just seeing this, if you're hopping in here in this, and we're going to get into the collective messages and everything, but I literally just posted on my page. If you want to take a look at my page, I just posted how heartbreak is an activation and actually how you should be willing to go through the pain of heartbreak because it opens your heart, and how we process that. How do you actually alchemize that pain and turn it into your power? And I see the new earth popping in here in the chat. I love when the chat names align with the messages. But yes, I just literally less than 2 minutes ago posted a video on emotional alchemy and how to glow up through heartbreak. Essentially, that is the purpose of it, is to help us with coming back to ourselves, coming home to ourselves, learning to love ourselves even deeper through our karmic partners, and essentially letting go of all that pain and resentment and hurt projected onto our karmic partners, So I find this very in alignment. We have Neptune Serenade joining. Neptune is such a dreamy, beautiful energy, but it also is the planet of illusions. And in that video that I just posted, I was touching on how when we're able to see our karmics for just the people that they are, rather than the projected, romanticized love that we wanted them to be, we're able to actually release them from the grips, of all that resentment and heartbreak, and actually transform through that power. So Neptune also has a big role in this. It's giving limerence. It's giving, all of these, it's the illusions of what we think love is and the purpose of love, and the illusions that we have and the places that we keep our power stuck and hidden from us through our karmic partners projecting onto them, So, women are often belittled for trying to resurrect these men and bring them back to life and to love. They are, in fact, the real sleeping beauties. How interesting, because everything in this damn life is backwards, right? So the stories that they tell us, that is typically what we see, right? We see women trying to nurse men back to life, and I'm not putting all men in a box, and I'm not putting all women in a box, but this is typically the story that we see, is like women trying to convince men that they're worthy of love, or that, you know, it's because the women want to be loved as well, but trying to convince them that love exists, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that's, and 369 just joined in, you know, I love that number too, but it's like trying to convince them that they're worthy of it, trying to convince themselves. The women also, that's projected, like, you know, why are you choosing a partner that doesn't feel worthy of receiving your love? That is a reflection of you not feeling like you're worthy of actually being with a partner that can reciprocate your love. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of projections going on and trying to heal someone else before you're healing yourself. So we might be in a living world that would be more we might be living in a world that would be even more alienated and violent if caring women did not do the work of teaching men who have lost touch with themselves how to live again. This labor of love is futile only when the men in question refuse to awaken, refuse growth. That is when we have to step out of the picture. When we get that, the resistance, you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting chills. That when we get that resistance, that is your cue to leave. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of us stay in situations way too long, again, trying to prove something to ourselves, but we're trying to prove something to ourselves through another person. That's just, it's a recipe for disaster, you know what I'm saying? Or really for deep heartbreak, which will lead to deep spiritual growth. So is it really disaster, you know? At this point, it is a gesture of self-love for women to break their commitment and move on. This is true. It's often feminine energy trying to revive things, and masculine energy being karmic. Yes, to a certain degree, I agree, but I agree with most of it. I agree with the fact that the women are willing participants in the karmic relationship as well, though. And that's where we have to take our power back. Like, nothing is happening to us that we are not allowing. You know what I'm saying? And this is where the invitation is for us to, like, exit. Once we realize that, or once we actually stop allowing ourselves to exist in the illusion, the delusion, the Neptune, you know what I'm saying? The limerence. And once we see the truth of the situation, we have to use that information. We cannot self-betray and stay in situations longer than we're supposed to be in them, because essentially that's exactly what we're doing, is self-betraying. You're choosing to exist in a lie, and that's where we cannot. Spirit will not allow us to give our power away in that way and just point the finger. Spirit is going to say, like, there's three pointing back at you. You knew what the situation was. You know what I'm saying? So how can you take your power back and be like, even releasing shame, releasing guilt, releasing the anger and the resentment, because all of that's being projected onto that partner. You feel that towards yourself. You're angry that you didn't leave earlier. You know what I'm saying? You're angry that you didn't listen to your intuition. You know what I'm saying? You're angry that you chose to pour into someone else more than you chose to pour into yourself. You want your return on investment, because I've definitely used that. I'm a Virgo moon, Virgo rising though. So it's like, where's my ROI? I've been like, where's my return on investment? I'm investing in you. I've been investing in you. Where's my return on investment? And, you know what I'm saying? That's also a thing of, like, being careful of, like, don't give when you're expecting things in return. That's been a lesson of mine. You know what I'm saying? But I also feel like, yeah, you're upset at yourself, really, because you knew better and you chose not to do better. You know what I'm saying? You said move for real. Yes, I've definitely heard, I've said that before. And then I had somebody tell me that they were in a meeting. Later on, they told me that they were in a meeting for work and they were talking about ROI, and he was like, I got triggered as fuck when I heard ROI. Good, you know? But let me see. Okay, so I think we're just going to leave it here for as far as the bibliomancy. We're going to see what comes out, because this is feeling like, I don't know, being willing to try again at love, knowing that there is risk, but there is also great reward, you know? I may be talking to masculines in this reading specifically, you know, and, or really the masculine side of women as well, because once we feel that it's unsafe, we start to put up our masculine shield to protect ourselves. And so there may be women in the live that are having a hard time with opening their heart up, or they're feeling called to connect with somebody, but they're noticing that they have their own blocks, you know, that are coming up because of this fear and not wanting to repeat a similar cycle. Let's see. Angels, ancestors, meaningful sacrifice in the reverse. I typically don't take these particular cards in the reverse. This is Ascended Master Yeshua and Rose Sophia, number 23. So we know the greatest story ever told, you know what I'm saying, of Yeshua and him being sacrificed, essentially, you know. Let me see, read the comments real quick. That's where I'm at, and I'm trying to break the cycle, but they keep trying to bond me with these dreams of them with my friends. You're having dreams of the person that you're trying to be with your friends? Let me clarify before I give my little 2 cents, because I'm going to say your dreams won't lie to you. That's what I'm telling you. Especially if you're highly intuitive, your dreams. Actually, I just put, it said one day, 444. Oh, okay, your ex that I'm trying to let go. Oh, okay. Okay, because I was about to say, person you're trying to be with, you keep having dreams of them doing some shady shit. That's not your mind playing tricks on you. That's your intuition kicking in. But, you know, Yeshua, we saw him literally die and be reborn again. This is the power that you are able to access when you go through the fire of love. So essentially, it's like a subconscious or emotional, even visceral, you know, bodily reactions, like the memories that live in the body of the pain that you went through when you went through heartbreak. And I think that as you're trying to move forward, there may be triggers. There may be something that is happening that is bringing up these triggered feelings to help you move through that before you actually move into union, or open yourself up to love again, to be reborn through love again. Because you can't bring that patterning, even if it lives in your body in a subconscious way. We have to, and we have Love joining the chat. We have to do that healing work as well. The healing work isn't just when we decide to go off on our own. The healing work isn't just when we sit with ourselves to heal that point of attraction. That's so that we don't attract the same thing in the future, you know. And this is also that hermit mode, that separation, that time for yourself is so that you have time to connect with yourself and to get to know yourself, a new version of yourself, more integrated with this new information that you learned from your past relationship. But when you're trying to go back into being open to love again, you have to release all of that stuff that's kind of like hidden in the body. Every time I try with anyone new, they have the same spirit. It's weird and tiring at this point. Yeah, that's the case. And that means that there is still a subconscious patterning that exists within you that is attracting the same person. So there's still reflections being given back to you. And I can kind of feel that just by the conversation that we're having, you know, because essentially, you know, like the first comment that you had said where I said, yes, I agree halfway. There's still just a little bit of lingering, like essentially calling the male of karmic and not you a participant in the karmic relationship lets me know that there is a little bit of like a mirrored reflection that you haven't yet been able to see clearly, which means that the Neptunian illusion still exists just a little bit, which isn't a bad thing. But this is also why, and it's not in the work of trying to avoid more karmics, because if karmics are coming into your life, if you haven't essentially fully integrated this lesson to remove this part of the, not remove, but like heal this part of the subconscious or integrate it into your consciousness, there are people that are going to keep coming into your life, that are going to reflect this to you until you bring it to to the consciousness, until you bring it to the light. So even as you try to avoid these karmics, if you still keep attracting the same person, if you feel magnetically pulled to someone, it doesn't mean that this is like makes you bad or makes them bad or anything like that. It just means that if you feel magnetically pulled, there may be something there for you to explore. You could also go into it with a elevated consciousness, knowing that this probably isn't going to be a forever thing, but also that there is something there for me to explore. You know, that is a very tricky thing to try to navigate, but it's also not helpful to like avoid it either, you know, because essentially with love, lessons in love, the lessons hit the best, the hardest. I say the best and the hardest, you know what I'm saying? It's like the best in the way that it's going to have the impact that it's supposed to have when you're actually going into it innocently, you know what I'm saying? When you are not having one foot in, one foot out, you know what I'm saying? So when you feel that pull, you have to allow yourself to explore what that is if you haven't really learned, like fully integrated that lesson, you know? You said that's interesting, it makes sense, but I just want to escape. I don't know how to get rid of them. I accepted, and there's probably some on their part coming in, that I've just been like that at one point in my spirit, but I have also been so loyal. Karmic grace in the reverse. I can't make it up, babes. You know what I'm saying? Melts into the divine desire. I've never seen this card come out. So that's why I'm saying you have to allow yourself to essentially melt. Essentially, you have to soften, even knowing that these relationships may not be forever, that you can go into it with gratitude and acceptance that this person is a teacher in your life. And that is one way to allow the lesson to come forward, to come through. And also always just, you don't have to be in control of the situation. You don't have to grip onto it like, oh, if this isn't my person, if this isn't my thing, if this isn't it, then it's nothing at all. The extremes are what kind of get us stuck into stagnant emotions, you know what I'm saying? But if you're in awareness, if you seem to be in this like higher level state of consciousness, if you know this about yourself, if you know certain things about yourself, if you're in awareness, when you're feeling triggers come up within this connection, those are your invitations to do the healing work on your own. You know what I'm saying? This person is just literally sent here to send those triggers to you so that you can see them clearly, you know? And that does not you cannot project it back to them. I mean, you can, but it's going to cause a mess. You know what I'm saying? But the work isn't to project it back onto them, because that person is just doing what they were sent to do, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa, you are also sent in their life, you know, I'm sure that they will also experience triggers with you. This is how a karmic partner, there's points of attraction on both sides, you know? Must have been like that at one point. Yeah, I don't think that you should go back to the same people. I think that if you're finding that you're moving forward in your life and you're still attracting people with similar traits, that is the work, you know, to actually dive into what actually is the point of attraction that is hidden from me. What part of me am I not accepting about myself that I see in this person, you know? And so, for instance, let me give you an example, because this might help connect something. If you're highly intuitive, you know what I'm saying? You're a very highly intuitive person. And say you even feel called to do spiritual work. Say you have also a bit of a struggle with staying consistent with offering your healing services or your business or whatever you're trying to start, something like that. And then you get into a relationship and this person doesn't necessarily have the same values as you. They actually might even kind of like be iffy about your belief system, and they kind of say little slight comments here and there to make you feel bad, or like even if they're doing it on purpose or subconsciously, the things that they say make you feel bad about, you know, sharing your belief system, or you don't want to pull cards in front of them or something, or like, you know, you stop filming because you're with that person, and all of a sudden all of that shit slows down, but you're doing it because you don't want to make them feel uncomfortable, but you know, essentially this is a reflection of you being scared of your own power. You're attracting somebody that does not accept this aspect about yourself, and you don't fully accept it about yourself. So that is like the subtle way that the mirror could be there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, these are very subtle things. And it comes up in the triggers. So for instance, when you want to say you feel called to like do a video or something like that, and then you know that they're coming over, and that uncomfortable feeling of like questioning yourself, that is the trigger. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you would sit down and you'd be like, why am I feeling uncomfortable in my own home doing what I want to do when somebody else is coming over? Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I did not mean to move that. Hold on. Gotta have the readings up there. Now I don't know what's going on. Here we go. Yes, back in action. Okay. Yes, okay. So I feel like we're getting somewhere. Melt into divine desire, relief and repair, and so it shall be. So it feels like you are very much on track to healing a deep, deep wound, you know, this collective and anybody else that's resonating with this message. Or like I said, this will be posted on YouTube, so if you're just joining, you can see it the rest there. But it does feel like specifically this is related to your, what feels like your intuition, your feminine intuition, because we have this melting, and it says lava stone, and I'm picturing like an oozing, but I'm also seeing a lot of red with the root. So it feels like a bubbling up of this divine feminine energy, and it's like wanting to be expressed, wanting to be shown, wanting to be. But if you're in relationships that do not align with your values, and not just the specific example that I gave you just as, you know, example, but if you are not aligned with relationships that reflect the level of integrity that you have with when it comes to your intuition and using the information that your intuition is prompting you to use, that you are going to feel blocked, you know. So then we have read the energy in the reverse. So it's kind of giving me that there are things that you may initially pick up about a person and you choose to ignore them because you might be attracted to them or they may be attracted to you. It does give you some type of validation knowing that you have a connection in your life, and Spirit is saying you need to validate yourself and your intuition. Your intuition is never going to steer you wrong. We have judgment. You need to be comfortable making judgment calls on people. I think that could also be a block too, is like you don't want to come off as judgmental. You don't want to come off as, you know, or people might say that about you. They may say those things like, oh, you think you just know everything, or things about being judgy or things like that. Or like, say you're, I don't know, like use astrology or something to like, you know, that's part of your practice. And then people that don't believe in astrology, they're like, you just put everybody in a box. And it's like, no, that's not it, actually. You know what I'm saying? But they are actually judging you quickly by your interests. They are actually putting you in a box, and you're actually wanting to break out of a box. You know, there's a lot of projections happening. I don't know if you have Pisces placements, but you can be a divine mirror for others, or you may be dealing with somebody that has Pisces placements, and there can be a lot of Neptunian energy that can get projected, and so it becomes confusing because you don't know what's your energy versus their energy, you know. Yes, people are so judgmental, and I try not to judge. So because you don't like how it feels when other people put you in a box, you really try not to put people in a box, but to the extent where it could almost come off as self-betraying because you'll ignore your intuition. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between being judgmental and trusting your gut about somebody. You know what I'm saying? And there may be just like especially with all of this feminine energy coming to the forefront or coming up. So you're just learning how to really trust the signals that your body is giving you, like really, and not like second guess them in your mind or second guess them based off of the influences around you. So yeah, I got to change something because it's damaging to my my heart, I'm not as tolerant as I used to be anymore. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a sign of growth. You shouldn't be tolerant of anything. You know what I'm saying? You should be around people. You should be in environments that are supportive of your growth and your healing and your intuition, that make you feel relaxed, you know, that make you feel that you can truly be yourself. Let's see. So we have Page of Wands in reverse. And that's a lot. We get like one more. Yes. Yes. It's giving me that you're burnt out. You know what I'm saying? Or this collective is burnt out when it comes to relationships. It's like this cycle has really taken your spark. It feels like it's really like dimmed you down. You know what I'm saying? Because we have the Devil here on the page of Wands. It's like, and then we have Six of Wands on the bottom of the deck. It's like being restricted, feeling restricted, being so afraid also of love, which is one of your greatest strengths, actually. Your love is literally what is going to help you be reborn in this situation, your love for self. But because you're so afraid of love in general as an encompassing topic, because of the things that you've experienced within love, it keeps your flame out, you know, or dimmed, or very, very dimmed. You know, it feels very like, Spirit is saying, like, you know that feeling when you first meet somebody and it's really exciting and you're like excited to get dressed again, you're excited to get your nails done, you're excited to like go try new things and like go on new dates and stuff. That spark that you get when you meet somebody new, they're saying that you need to bring that into your own life right now. Because the Devil is essentially just kind of like keeping you in this darker space, in this like space of not being able to see yourself clearly. And Spirit is saying that you don't only get this spark, you don't only get lit up like that when you're with another person. Like, you can give yourself those sensations as well. So as I say that, the Empress crossing the Devil, that's your ability to receive good things in life. You know what I'm saying? That's your ability to create, to be in fertile energy. All this orange and yellow too, very confident. So it's like, this is what is clarifying or crossing the Devil, meaning this in the challenge position. Can you imagine? Can you relax? Can you be open to receiving grace and ease, you know, for yourself? And eventually, once you give that to yourself, you will eventually be able to give karmic partners that grace as well. That will be a part of the healing journey, but that is not the focus. The focus is not them. The focus is not everything that you went through with them. The focus is not avoiding another partner. The focus is not anything outside of yourself. The focus is giving yourself exactly what you need to feel safe, to feel relaxed, to feel like you're in an environment where you can expand, you know. Because right now it just feels like there's a lot of fear around being seen as well. Yes, I call it the fire if I desire it, but I don't know how to ignite it myself anymore. Nothing excites me. Exactly. That is the talk of the Devil. The Devil's a lie. The Devil is a lie. You have to, I can't tell you what's going to excite you anymore, you know. And then we have the Three of Swords and then the Justice card. Three of Swords in reverse and Justice. So definitely dealing with a lot of heartbreak. A lot of heartbreak. This is... I really encourage you to watch, you know, that video that I just posted when you have time. I just posted on my page. And I was talking about how heartbreak is an activation. There's just a lot of confusion right now. About the past. The karmics that you have experienced heartbreak with are you are magnetically attracted to them because magnetic pulls come from the subconscious, you know. You said the devil is weak in the spirit and weak in the physical, and I'll definitely sub to your YouTube. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, the devil's a lie. You know what I'm saying? But the karmics that you have attracted, they've been so magnetic. They have so much pull to you. The devil is able to work through these connections as well to instill these fears because it exists in the subconscious, that magnetic pull. It's not a conscious co-creation of connection. It's like, I feel so attracted to this person. I have desire for this person. It lights you up in a very animalistic way, which is exciting for the body, but it's not exciting for, it's not safe for the heart, you know. There's aspects of desire that can be applied to healthy relationships, but when you actually start to get into a healthy relationship after dealing with a lot of karmics, you'll notice that you feel maybe a little bit bored, you know what I'm saying, or not as excited, or you might even notice that your mind trails off to other things essentially in the beginning because you're like, that is what you're used to. Your body is used to those things, the ups and the downs, you know. It's a very addictive cycle. But that those points of attraction exist in the subconscious, which is that what makes it such a magnetic pull, because it's coming from a darker side of you that wants to be experienced. You know what I'm saying? That you only allow yourself to really experience what feels like through relationships. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you have a lot of responsibilities in life, or you have like, I don't know, like children or like a job or like just, I mean, life in general is fucking heavy. You know what I'm saying? So you get to have that spark, that fun, that fire, that flame or whatever when you have those like heated, passionate connections, but those are not healthy, sustainable connections. You know what I'm saying? So we have to almost detox our system, detox our body from, it's like a drug. You know what I'm saying? Neptune also deals with the illusions. The illusions of the past is almost like dealing with an addiction, dealing with being addicted to the validation of men. If you have like a father wound, you know what I'm saying? Or needing, you may even experience addictive cycles with friends. If you have mother wounds, you know what I'm saying? You might like, it shows up in so many ways, but the magnetic pull that you feel like you just don't know why you can't not be around somebody, or why they keep popping up into your field, when it's coming from a very deep, dark subconscious place that is reflecting a wound from childhood specifically. Because we have the 7 of Cups and we have the 6 of Cups. You see the little children, you know. So the illusion is coming from the past, but it's because this wound hasn't been healed from childhood. It's being co-created, like you're drawing it to you because you want to, essentially your soul, your higher self is saying, we want to experience this right now so that we can start detoxing. We can choose different. When this is facing us, we can learn the lessons, you know. But in your current reality right now, you're like, I don't want to experience any pain. Your higher self is saying that the pain is going to be your activation. Does that make sense? So we have Page of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, and the Sun. This is definitely something. This is clarifying relief and repair. We have Page of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Sun. This is something to do with childhood. This is like a seed that had been planted in childhood, but it's being unearthed right now. It feels like you're pulling it up by the root, which is really deep, hard work. So you should congratulate yourself for even going on this journey, you know. You said, I want daughters, but I can't meet the right one. And I've always wanted to be a parent. Be the parent that I needed. But that's true. It's unhealthy for me. I've got a detox. I've been retaining for months and celibate for years. So, yeah, I feel like something that's kind of coming to me too would be womb healing. Being celibate is definitely can be a part of it, but you don't have to be celibate. I mean, I'm not saying like if you felt called to be celibate, then follow your calling. You know what I'm saying? Follow your intuition. That's beautiful. But it feels like the womb healing actually is like energetic, physical, spiritual healing that helps with releasing trauma that is stored in the womb, not only from you, but your ancestors. And so there could be repeated patterns that you are clearing. You're clearing karma, not just your own karma of this lifetime or something that happened in your childhood, but this could be like when we're saying pull it for the root, this could be actually ancestral karma that you are helping to clear as well. So you're doing big work. Okay, so we have the Hermit and we have the Nine of Cups. So yeah, Spirit is saying that, look, it is okay to be by yourself. If you feel called to, be on your celibacy journey that is in alignment with the Hermit mode. I was just getting mad rejected by these females and fell into it naturally. And it feels like interesting because we have this Nine of Cups. This is about getting your wishes fulfilled, but this gives me your desires, actually your desires. And then you have Hermit mode. You're kind of going, I would say, if I could give you any kind of prediction, that if you get serious about this healing journey and you're doing this real reflective work, it's kind of giving the 40 days, 40 nights, like Man in the Mountains kind of vibe, where you just need to be by yourself for like a good month, 2 months, not just celibate, but like not texting anybody, not talking to anybody, get off social media, get into meditation, like, because this is always, it seems like it's going to be temptations out there. This is showing up, right? So it's like you can have your desires, but I do feel like you have to kind of work through what's an illusion and what's actually your desire. What is my body wanting versus what is my heart wanting? Those kind of questions are going to come up, I'm too nice and understanding. They just want to keep me around as a friend forever and never lose me. No, you got to cut those people out. I'm so serious. Like, those people, Spirit is saying you got to have more discipline, more confidence. I saw the Five of Wands and I saw the Strength card. These are games of the ego. People like to keep people around because it makes them feel validated, and they're using you as a little pawn in their game of validating their ego. And Spirit is saying that your heart is in a very tender place. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not your real friend, Judgment. You got to it's okay for you to make judgment calls on people in this way, because this is how you get your power back. Because at the end of the day, they're not considering how much your heart is hurting. They're using you as a pawn to validate their ego, and they're doing it from a subconscious place. So, whether they're doing it consciously or subconsciously, once you pick up on this, it's your job to remove yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't convince somebody else or try to change somebody else, or like explain this to somebody else. It's not for them, So there's that. Let me see. Is there anything else? So then we have the Queen of Cups. Interesting. So do you see the difference? Give me 1 second. I'm going to close the door. So we have the Queen of Cups, okay, versus the Nine of Cups. Do you see these Nine of Cups, your desires? It might show women that are out chilling, having lots of drinks. They got the tie in their hand that's like sexually alluding, you know what I'm saying? But then we have the Queen of Cups, the woman that is very, careful with people's hearts. She is the Queen of Love. She's at home. She's chilling. She's having a cup of tea, watching her movies. You know what I'm saying? She's watching her YouTube, A Touch of Venus, readings and things. She's on her own healing journey. She's not out and about like that. You know what I'm saying? And so there is someone out there that is on that type of time. But you have to clear your field of all these other energies. You got to detox all these other energies. You got to detox yourself from these primal desires as well. We all have desires, but that's a part of the detox, to understand the point of attraction. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, the Hierophant. He flew out all the way over there, which is very telling. Again, I feel like it's giving like Man in the Mountains type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like going off on your own and kind of like needing. And then we have the Hangman here. Yeah, you're being picked up. Spirit is about to actually, if you don't do it, Spirit's going to do it for you, actually. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get picked up out of this group of people, and you're going to be put off to your own to do your healing. Because we have the Hierophant, which is the God card. The Devil's over here in the reading. He's in the mix of all this trying to distract you from this melting and being able to feel vulnerable enough to feel your feelings. He's keeping you from feeling love, you know what I'm saying? And then the God card, he flew out over here, off the table, out of the mix. And this is also where your Queen of Cups is, out of the mix. It's like you got to really get away from the people and the environments that are supporting the behaviors that have kept you in karmic cycles. Yes, that's such a relatable story. I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but I have also experienced something very similar, you know. In fact, I'm often very isolated. Never trust anyone to hang out because when they do, they draw negativity. Like people want to, something about cars. You know, I'm a little bit older, okay? I can't read all the little abbreviations. It's weird, but let me see. I was just homeless not too long ago and moved back to my home state. I actually just moved back to my home state as well, and I actually broke a lease. I have a very similar story, actually. I've been homeless before, not just recently, but I was pretty fucking close, you know what I'm saying? And you said, talk shit. Okay, now I know. But you're going through what feels like a divine fire, you know what I'm saying? Through heartbreak, you will be activated. And I was talking about in my last video that I posted that a lot of men don't actually have the tools and the resources and the spaces to feel their feelings or to know how to even start healing. 10 of Swords in reverse, start healing from all of these betrayals that they've experienced, you know, and also the shame that we hold in our own bodies, our own energetic wombs. Whether you're male or female, you have an energetic womb that holds this shame, and the shame that we hold for keeping ourselves in places and spaces around people that we knew better about, you know what I'm saying? So Spirit is saying that they're going to be putting you off to the side so that you can get into your healing bag, you know what I'm saying? Get into that good, juicy love energy for yourself. Anything else? You have the Knight of Cups and the Chariot. Yeah, so this is going to be happening quickly, or it's coming in for you. Like I said, whether you want to participate or not participate, catalyze this. If you want to kickstart it or not, Spirit is saying it's on its way. Love is on its way. Self-love is on its way. A cup of love is coming to you. And this is, I feel like from the divine, as I say that, that is such a beautiful thing. As I say that, the Ace of Cups, look at the divine literally handing you a cup of love because they see that you need to be poured into right now. So what they want you to do, it's imperative that you do your part in separating yourself from connections, you know. You said, I thought more isolation was coming. That would be a nice change of pace. I just hope I'm not too... Yeah, they don't want you to be closed off when love does come knocking at your door, essentially. You know what I'm saying? What they do want you to do, though, we have the Queen of Pentacles kind of crossing the Devil, and then we have the Moon over here on this melting moment. They want you to find value in your own feminine energy. If you've experienced heartbreak from other feminines, sometimes you may turn this in on yourself and you may not want to even be emotional with yourself, especially if you saw feminines that manipulated their emotions, you know what I'm saying? Like overly reacted to things, or like when you were explaining something that hurt you, they would make it about them, you know what I'm saying? Or things like that, you know? And so it distorts your view of emotion and the value that it holds. And so this is crossing the Devil. So Spirit is wanting you to find value in your own emotional world, in your alchemy that you can do with your emotions. That's where your power is lying. That is where this lost sense of value is kind of lying. And they want you to stand up for that, stand up to this illusion. And so this may look like, again, you kind of been in isolation, or this is going to help you with also coming out of a place of scarcity, of lack, because your ability to be open to love is also connected to your ability to attract money into your life. So this is also very related to scarcity issues, because we have Five of Pentacles in the reverse, because the energy of money is the energy of love. If you want to learn more about that, I have a Pay What You Can, Pay What You Want workshop on my website called The Venus Codes, How to Align with the Frequency of Love and Abundance. It literally talks about how relationships affects your money and what to do about that. You know, like I said, it's Pay What You Want, Pay What You Can, because I want it to be accessible to everyone. So they really want you to find value in that. Let me see. I embrace my feminine energy. It makes me strong, because when I have to get masculine, then it's like, boom, yes. So that's like, this is what I'm seeing. They're saying that they want you to take the actions, like your masculine is standing up for your own internal feminine energy. You know, you deserve to have spaces where you can relax. You deserve to have people around you that validate your emotions, even as masculine, if you identify as masculine or feminine, whatever. Everyone deserves that, you know. You said that makes sense. I've been struggling since I was homeless and I haven't recovered. Yes. Heartbreak also affects your ability to make money, because you don't feel emotionally supported. You don't feel safe, you know? And so like it can make us make rash decisions. It can have us operating out of fear. Like I said, this motherfucker is really... This deck specifically, like I have a bunch of different tarot decks, you know, but the way that he looks in this deck is so like menacing, you know what I'm saying? And it's like he's like feeling way too accomplished right now based off of like the energy that you're in, the vibration that you're currently in. But Spirit is saying that you are being removed and placed into a different place so that you can heal, and there won't be that point of attraction anymore. Anything else for this collective? You're sitting on money. Seven of Pentacles. It's going to take a little bit of time. Seven of Pentacles is the card of patience. It's about investing in yourself. It's about like literally investing yourself. Like imagine the moments that you are caring for yourself, that you're pouring into yourself, that you are loving yourself as deposits in your bank. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine that. Like actually visualize that, because that is exactly what's happening. And especially consider the feminine, again, being here with the money. So we have Page of Swords in reverse. Any kind of communication that you're having with these people that are the lingerers, need to be cut off. Yeah, Six of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune. As soon as you do this, as soon as you take this action, as soon as you remove yourself from their energy, Spirit is saying that the wheel is going to begin turning in your favor. So that is the advice. Let me see. I want to get some affirmations, positive affirmations for you. Positive affirmations for this collective, please, and thank you. Okay. I release my need to be right. I am defenseless and at peace. Got to release any kind of pride or ego attached to that situation, the past situations that have hurt your heart, because that is also a way that he operates, is by attacking the ego, making you feel, again, nobody can make you feel anything. That is you giving your power away. You know, I know that is a concept that we all have to work up to, because when you're triggered, but then when you can decompress, de-trigger yourself, you know what I'm saying, when you can sit with those triggers, then you realize that nobody can make you feel anything. Nobody has power over you, you know. So let me see. I celebrate my progress, awareness, not perfection is the goal. Progress and awareness, not perfection. I actually never pulled this card either, so you're getting some new cards. I like this because I use this deck all the time. And I like this ladder, you know, analogy. And I like that this is also like a plant growing, you know, so it's like you're in a state of growth, you know, of ascension. It's safe to slow down, relax, and let go. I've actually never pulled that one either. Like, I pulled it, like, if you go to my thing, you'll see that I use these pretty often. Well, I haven't in a little while, but, and it's interesting too that these two cards, they're like in the middle space, you know, like the white space is in the middle space. So it's like you are in between, you're in a transition. I mean, clearly we're talking about the transition, but there's so much potential there. And I know that especially when you don't feel safe, especially if you are, you know, feeling like the pressure of you just moved, or like you're back in your hometown, you maybe don't want to be there, whatever the case is. Spirit is saying that you are in a safe space to allow your nervous system to relax, to feel and like release these emotions. So just take it day by day. It's not going to happen in a day. It's not going to happen in a week. Who knows where you will be in a month. It's definitely going to be further than you are right now, you know. It's definitely going to be further than you are right now. I communicate with ease and grace. People are willing to embrace what I have to say. And then I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges. Beautiful. I just love, okay, so first of all, let me just point out to you. Instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. So we have first, we're starting with a plant, you know, and then we start climbing and we're on this ladder, and we're going up. And then we're in the clouds, you know, and then we're a bird. And this plant is in our mouth. We've developed wings once we start to develop this grace. And then we also have these feathers here with this plant. And it's talking about grace again. And then we have the sun and the moon integrated here. So it's like you are on an ascension journey. Like you're going from being, you know, essentially what feels like, yes, it is a general. Essentially what feels like the 3D, you know, the earthly realms or whatever, this very dense realm. And you are ascending. Like I said, heartbreak is an activation. You are being activated. And the more that you can heal through this, the further you will be catapulted, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you get the message, you know. But I hope that this helps. I hope that you're in a better space, you know, physically. You're in a space where you're able to, you know, feel your feelings, that you have some privacy so that you can melt, you know, literally that's sometimes all we need is just to have a moment alone in a safe space where we can just let it out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need to journal a little bit, or maybe honestly take a hot shower, take a hot bath, let your body feel like it's not in fight or flight mode, you know, so that you can start to feel all of the things. Yes, it did so much. You definitely got me as a new supporter. You're very generous and good at this. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I tried to post on my YouTube. Well, I was posting fucking every day. I think I just hit my 100 video mark, you know, I think. And that's a lot. I've only been posting on there for like 3 months, 4 months, something like that. So yeah, I've been posting pretty consistently, and I think that that's not super sustainable. So I'm going to be posting Mondays or Wednesdays and Fridays on the Venus hours. Yes, thank you. So, and I want to just post more educational short form videos so that more people can know that I exist, you know, but you said you came in late, but it's very encouraging for me. Thank you. I feel that... What was I about to say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh, the whole thing will be posted on YouTube. I'm going to download it. So if it's not posted next Wednesday, it'll be posted on Friday. I'm trying to like put on a backlog because these are collective timeless messages. Like really the concepts I talk about, they can apply to whoever, whenever, you know, like, yes, I clearly was talking to somebody very clearly in the chat, you know, and I'm glad that we were able to connect. But I do find that my messages are like multidimensional. I'll have like archive, archive posts that I posted a year ago, 2 years ago, like fucking 3 years ago. And then I'll listen to it and I'll be like, wow, I'm talking to myself right now. Isn't that crazy? You know what I'm saying? Because everything is so cyclical. So, what's my YouTube name? My YouTube is A Touch of Venus. And it's like trying to avoid this glare. A Touch of Venus. I think it should be linked in my TikTok on my bio. Or if it's not like directly linked in TikTok, it'll be in my link tree for sure. So that's definitely linked in my TikTok. But yeah. And then if you're interested in any personal readings, or like I said, exploring the pay what you can, pay what you want workshops, that's up there. If you want to sign up to get like access to early bird pricing, because I really do want to put together a retreat to have people meet in person and do the healing work in person. I haven't put up a landing page for that just yet, but I do have a contact form. So if you drop your email in there, you will be the first to know about like early bird pricing in the future. So there is all of those things on atouchofvenus.com. Okay. I will see you guys later. Bye.